Good afternoon, guys. KLBELVIN here. All right, where my line dancing folks at? Where my line dancing folks? Just pull over right now. Just jump out and start line dancing. Let's go. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Well, listen, guys, I just wanted to jump on today. Haven't scoped in a little while. It has been very busy for me. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my dearly departed friend, Orland. Found out about his death yesterday, and hit me and Tiff hard, and it still hit me hard. And thank God for my students today, because it was hard trying to hold back the tears, but I didn't want the kids to ask me what's wrong, so I had to suck it up and toughen it up today. But he's definitely going to be missed, and anytime someone departs that you feel is too young to go, it leaves a hole inside your chest, and it also always makes you wonder, about your own mortality. And so you just have to pray and say, Lord, if that was his time, it's his time, and my time will be when it's going to be, and you go from there. But I wanted to come on today, and I wanted to say thank you to everyone that has been supporting me and that has been checking me out and has been joining my scope page here and have been reaching out to me. I got a wonderful email from somebody who's been watching my scopes, encouraging me to continue doing what I'm doing, so I appreciate it. I just wanted to give you a little updates of where I'm going to be, because sometimes I get so sidetracked I forget to come on and actually give the dates. I think I've been giving them. But May 14th, I'll be in Woodbridge, New Jersey at the Longhorn Steakhouse with a chat and chew. Be sitting with folks. They'll be getting copies of my books, as well as the swag bags that Keisha Green is creating. Is going to be incredible. And we'll be having a great conversation and having a little something to eat and just sitting down and talking about life, talking about my work, and just really giving me an opportunity to get to know some of the people who are there to learn who I am. And we're going to have some great conversations, and hopefully I can create a few smiles, a few laughs, and maybe even a few tears. Who knows? But I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then the month after, June 4th, I'm going to Detroit, Wayne State University. Shout out to Otis Bellinger. He's invited me to come and talk about building better relationships. This is the Building Better Relationship Conference. Regina Poole is the other speaker, so she's here on Periscope. Make sure you check her out. Otis is here on Greatness in You. And Keisha Green, make sure you follow her, because Keisha Green has the tickets to the May 4th, for the May 4th event. And so I definitely want you to check her out if you need tickets. Seats are limited, because we're only having X amount of seats. We're not going to have people just piling up all over the place. I want to be able to have a nice sit-down, intimate conversation. So I think it's 15 or 20 people. So I'm not sure how many tickets are left. So I would definitely check out Keisha Green. Go to her Facebook page. Hey, Steph, how are you, love? And so I will definitely be in Woodbridge, New Jersey, May 14th. And then, like I said, I'll be in Detroit, June 4th at the Building Better Relationships Conference, because that is another thing that I am big about, is helping folks to strengthen their relationships, helping folks to understand what's necessary to build a solid relationship. And a lot of it starts with self. It has nothing to do with the significant other that you're trying to find. It has to do with where are you placing you in position to the relationship that you're looking to find. And when I have these conversations, I always ask women and men are you ready to be everything in a relationship that you're trying to have? And some women pause and go, well, I'm not sure. Well, then you're not ready to be in a relationship. Because if God blessed you with that person right now, God blessed you with everything that you're looking for in a man or a woman, would you really be ready to be someone's boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever? And a lot of people are not ready to be that. So that's where a good relationship starts, with you working on you and being, thank you so much for the hearts, and being everything that you need to be. And then once you're in a relationship, or once you find the person, back up a second, find the person that you want to be with, now you need to court, to date, and date to be able to get to know each other. And the purpose of the dating should be evident. Let people know what you're looking for in a relationship. Stop saying, well, I'm trying to feel them out. No, if your marriage is your thing, say it. If you scared a person off, they weren't for you anyway. If you let folks know, I'm not about just gratuitous sex. That's not what I'm about. I'm about dating with the idea of working towards marriage. Some people say marriage, we haven't really gone on any dates left. Well, I'm just letting you know what the end goal is for me. So I don't date just to date. You want to go out with your friends, you go out with your friends. But when you're actually interviewing potential suitors, you want some type of purpose in mind, so a person knows straight up, so your time is not wasted. I talk to so many folks, and now that I've started privately counseling, and I've been doing now for, I say, about 5-6 months, I've started doing it professionally. I had to get coached into doing that. I really didn't want to, but then I realized that a lot of people have some things that they want to talk about in private, and that's fine. And I found that with the women that I do sit down and counsel with, it is, oh, I can't believe I gave him 2 years and now he just went on about his business. Okay, but what was the goal over those 2 years? What was the mutual goals over the 2 years? What was your personal goals over those 2 years? It don't take 2 years to get to know somebody. It don't take 2 years to figure out who somebody is to you. So what were y'all actually discussing? And when I listened to what some of the conversations were, they were still general. Okay, well, after the first 3 or 4 months, why are the conversations general? Why are they not going in some type of direction? And then I hear, well, I didn't want to apply pressure, and I didn't want to scare him off. I didn't want to scare her off. And guys is even more interesting because guys don't say anything. It's like, we were just having fun. What does that mean? You were just having fun what? And then what's funny, how no one wants to actually tell the truth. All right, we were having sex, and you were having sex with no regard of where it was going to go. So now when one of you got emotional, you didn't know now how to say, but I really want to be, stop. Have your things in order. If sex is your thing, okay, put it on the table. Now, no one said you had to have sex, but put it on the table so you can start to get an idea of who you're dealing with. And it's frustrating because there's so many great women and great dudes who are doing themselves dirty by just simply not having themselves in the order that they really need to be in to attract the person that they really want. And then you talk about hobbies, and you want to say to some folks, well, what are your hobbies? I don't have any. Or what do you like to do? I don't know. Wait a minute, how could that be interesting to anyone? You have no hobbies. You're not sure what you're interested in. You become a hermit, and dudes become hermits too. Don't think that they don't. Dudes become hermits too. So if you don't have an idea of what you really like, then how can you express that to the person you're trying to attract? If you don't have any hobbies, then you're not placing yourself in places where you could meet people that have things in common. How are you going to meet the person that you would like to at least start something with? And it can't always be online, because online, you're meeting a representative, and no one, let me say this again, no one puts their trash in their profile. They don't do it. No one says, well, you know, I got abandonment issues, I got mommy issues, I got ex-boyfriend issues, I got ex-girlfriend issues. They'll say, I'm going through some things, or there's some things I'm dealing with. They give you the buzzwords, but they're not actually saying, you know, one of my biggest things is going, and then the best one is when guys will go, I got trust issues. And you say, why? I don't really want to go into it. You know, as we get to know each other, I'll be able to share with you. So what'd you bring it up for? Man, stop. And when guys say he has trust issues, it means that he wasn't all that he was supposed to be to a chick. The chick might not have been everything that she was supposed to be everything to him. And now when things went sideways, no one is sure what happened. How can you have trust issues if you're trustful? If somebody hurt you, okay, check and see. If they hurt you and you did nothing, it wasn't your fault. That's just a person that didn't have themselves together. You go back to the drawing board, you pick the bad apple. Toss it to the side, let's keep it moving. Because that's going to happen too, no matter how great that you have things together. You're going to make mistakes in who you might decide to get with. But if your plan is solid and you're solid, it'll be a little easier to scope out some of the foolishness. Now, you're not always going to be able to. And there's some sharks who are gifted at what they do, and I used to be one. And I spend a lot of time trying to help women understand exactly how some of us men think to a very dirty level. A lot of y'all want to say, well, why would a man do that? Stop trying to figure out why and understand that men do. A lot of it is so much about the conquest that we will fake whole lives. Like I've heard women say, well, how could a man have 2 lives? Easy. It's if that's what he wants and that's what he's trying to do, and he doesn't care about the feelings. Hello. If he's not caring about the feelings of the people involved, he can have 3, 4, 5 lives because he's selfish. And you also have to remember that when a person is devoid of feelings, they don't care what happens to you. And sadly, with a lot of men, because they have not been taught how to truly love openly from a place that is a softer place inside them, love always seems to be conditional. And then they force a lot of women to have to deal with these conditions, which is wrong. And so one of the things that I am heavy on is trying to, thank you for the hearts, is trying to help my sisters understand where a lot of us is coming from. We can't talk about the lack of male role models and then wonder why some men act the way that they do. It's all intertwined. It really is. And that's part of the dating process, is getting to know what is his relationship with his father? What is his relationship with males in his life? What is the relationship with his mother? And you know what's funny is a lot of women talk about that. Well, he's great to his mom. Okay, he's great to women. That's just part of his character. What's his relationship with his father? What's his relationship with authority? What's his relationship with his friends? Does he have any friends that are about something? Because if his friends are really about something, do you think they really want a dude hanging out with him that's nothing? These are the things that you're supposed to see. And if he's keeping you from his friends, if he's not wanting you to be around his friends, well, there's two things. One, he knows his friends is just like him and he don't want you to see the transparency, or he may not feel you are everything that he really wants, so he kind of keeps you separate. And if he talks a lot about being with his friends, well, that should be the first tip off if he doesn't have you around him. There's something that you got to look at there. There's little things that you got to pick up on, is that when he's so excited about, and you look on his page and he has all these pictures of him traveling with his dudes and everything, and they got pictures and his drinks up here and his turn up here and it's whatever there. And now y'all go out. Come on. Y'all don't do nothing. No turn up, nothing. And if you do turn up, you turn up somewhere so far away from the action that it's like, why are we in a whole nother town partying? And men, the same thing. You got to pay attention to. You look at all her pictures and she's everywhere. She travels everywhere. No, most people are not likely to change unless something, good afternoon, unless something has happened tragically in their lives, or something has befalled them, or something has stepped in. And so some people, it takes the fall of themselves. Sometimes it takes to hit the rock bottom. But how do you get through to people who have potential but can't see it? You don't. You mention it to them, you be friendly with them, you offer it to them, and that's it. Potential is subjective at best. If a person doesn't see potential, is the potential really there? See, just because we see potential in a person, if a person can't get past their own negative self-worth, well, there is no potential. The person has to believe what you see, and then they have to see it for themselves to be able for that potential to kick in. So sadly, all you can do is mention it, try to show it to them, and then step back. Too often we take on their lives. They'll try to take on their lives to try to get them to become more than what they are, and all of a sudden we're losing our own lives. No. When somebody has tremendous potential, you sit down and go, do you know what you can be? You give them examples of what you see, and then leave it alone. If they don't trust you enough to jump in with 2 feet, leave them alone. They might jump in head first and land flat on their head. Leave them alone. And it's the same thing with relationships. Also, date through seasons. I say that also when I'm talking to men or women. Just because you met him in December and everything is cool during the winter months, you need to date through the hot months. Not everybody is the same during different seasons. Yes, we hear the jokes about cuffing season